Working in IT is a very different job than most people will have. I mean, I don't mean like, oh, it's harder or anything like that. Every job has its difficulties. But with networking, or just IT in general, programming, networking, these related types of fields dealing with computers and things like that. It's it's a if you're not in it, it's hard to understand. So when I talk about it, I understand that some people's going to be like, it can't be that hard. It's just a computer. Well, yes and no. Because today, okay, yesterday, I didn't actually meant to talk about this in the vlog. I forgot. I spent majority of the day trying to figure out why I couldn't get this update to DPM to work, or Data Protection Manager. I'm sorry, I'm used to using acronyms on things, so if I say DPM or SCCM or VMM or PHP or something like that, it's programming slash networking slash some computer term that they've just shortened to an acronym. All right, but anyways, and thought I heard my son wake up. I spent most of the day trying to get this update to work. First, when I tried to log in, everything I just couldn't. Researched, oh, this person doesn't have access in the database. All right, cool. Tell my supervisor who has access, say, hey, can you add me this? He adds me. I'm getting into it. Everything seems to be working. Can't get the updater in Windows to work to download the optional update, because he needed to update to download the roll-up update 12 that came out in like February 7th. I couldn't get it to work. Then I downloaded the update manually, ran it, couldn't get it to work. Spent quite some time trying to figure out what's going on. Then I asked my supervisor, like, do you have any idea? He's like, not really. And then I was like, well, maybe it's set up under the guy's ID that just retired. Maybe it's under his ID, and it's a permissions issue. He's like, well, I should have permissions, because he said he's pretty sure he's ran the last update. I was like, okay. So he logs into the server. We run it from his account, and it works perfectly. We're in the same administrative groups. I'm in the administrative group in the database. I'm administrator on the machine, on the domain, everything. But logging into his account worked. Logging into mine didn't. Must be people outside talking, because I can hear something somewhere. I was just like, it just does. I don't understand it. Why didn't it work? But, all right. Then today, we have these tape backups. For some reason, they haven't been working. Well, I'll start looking into it. I'm like, oh, they had one tape drive with 12 cartridges. And they had all these groups that were used to back up in long-term storage onto the tapes. And then they got a second one. Well, they put the second one in, and in DPM they added it, it sees it and everything, and it doesn't work. It hadn't worked since they added that second drive. And I was like, what's going on? Okay, so this is all before I ever started. I started looking at it today, and I'm like, what's going on here? I asked my supervisor, I said, when you guys installed this, did you do certain, I asked about different things, like, did you remove Eric, because what you're supposed to do is remove all of the groups that were using long-term storage from the tape drive, refresh the libraries, then rescan again, and it should appear. He was like, no, I don't think they did. I don't think he's talking with the guy who reached retire. He said, I don't think he did that. I think he tried to get things working, but never did that. Okay, so I removed everybody, refreshed it, it disappeared. Sweet. Rescan, it doesn't come back. Great. So now, tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to be doing programming at the other place. So it's gonna be like until Monday, to get back into the mood of get back into the groove of what I was doing, and so I mean, the tiniest thing can mess you up. I mean, like there's been times before I've looked for hours and trying to figure out why my program doesn't work. I've written, and it's because I've got a misplaced period, and it's like thing you spent hours and hours and hours on, for some reason doesn't work because you put a period, and sometimes it might be you meant to hit a semicolon and you hit a colon, or vice versa, and these things are like, what's going on? This says this error's on this line, but there's nothing wrong with that line. And you keep looking at it and looking at it, and you just keep overlooking that little dot. So yeah, I actually recommend everybody to get into some type of programming language. It could be even a scripting language like HTML or something like that. JavaScript, because it's actually pretty fun and interesting when you can actually go, wow, I can actually make this computer do something that I want it to do. And I mean, when I first started learning to program, I was making, I used to download a lot of stuff off the internet. This is like in 2002, 2003. I had DSL. I was big time. I had high-speed internet. And unless you stayed on campus, when I was in college, nobody had it except, well, a few people had it, but I had it. And so I was downloading a lot of anime. And what I didn't like, because I didn't like it when they put the fan subgroup in the beginning of the top. It'd be like in brackets, be some fan subgroup's name, and then name of the anime dash episode number dot whatever extension. Hated that. Couldn't stand it. But I did like to know what fan subgroup did it. So I actually wrote a script that basically, that first few letters is always the same. The name of the show is always the same. So what I would do is I would basically cut that part out, move over that many letters, paste it in, and then it had like, it would go episode name dash number of what episode it was. So it's like episode, like we'll say Tenchimuyo. Got my Tenchimuyo right there. We'll say Tenchimuyo -1 fan subgroup .avi. Well, so it would go through that entire directory and do it. Holy cow. And that means, because what I would do, because I had an Arcos player, which I think I have somewhere. That's my newer one. I thought I had one sitting here. Here we are. Actually, this is a broken one. I think this is my brother's. But yeah, this is my brother's. This is an Arcos Video AV320. This thing was awesome when it came out. This had a 20 gigabyte hard drive in it. 20 gigs. Think about that. And if you converted the file to the proper format, it would play on this screen. I know if you have an iPhone, you're like, what's the big deal? I can do that now. I don't have to convert it. I can just play it in whatever format I want. There's a bunch of video codecs that do that. You have no idea. This was one of the first things that did that. It was awesome. It had all these little, there were big attachments. There was like a thing you could take pictures and listen to the radio and all this other stuff. It was awesome. It worked good if you converted them to the proper format. If you didn't, it just wouldn't play. But so what I would do is I'd download it, I'd convert it to this format, and then I would watch. I'd be able to have it, this little device in my hand I could watch videos on. That, you have no idea how cool that was in like 2002, 2003. And then once smartphones come out, like especially the iPhone, I mean, this was obsolete long before the iPhone came out. But I mean, anything like this, because this is very specialized, it played videos. That's pretty much all it did. And then now that all these other things are coming out like these, it just wasn't. They were useless. And like I've got, I can't. If I bend over to get that one, I'll fall over my couch. But I got a bigger one, like a 9-inch one, and it was awesome. It was before the iPad was out. I'm pretty sure it's before the iPad, maybe. But and I just had this thing, and I could watch these big videos. Go on a trip, you could watch them. It was awesome. I mean, it was a touch screen. It was very, very awesome. But anyways, get back to programming. Yes, I segued into something else. Everybody should program. Learn at least some type of scripting language or something like that, because you'll be able to do things with a computer that you never thought possible, and you may find that you really enjoy it, and you maybe actually could make a career out of it. If you're young, I highly recommend it, because IT type programming jobs and IT people are in demand. Yes, there are a lot of places going, well, where they're sending things off overseas, but don't let that scare you, because if you can't, there's certain things you just can't offshore. And a lot of people are like saying, oh, we'll do this and put it in the cloud, and we can do this, and we don't need any of these IT people. Well, there's issues with that. So don't let all that scare you. But anyways, let me actually get into some actually better stuff instead of talking about programming and complaining about stuff like that. But don't you just love it when you're like, yes, talk about this, and you just go, forget it. I know I do that a lot. But still got a lot of my video games from my recent pickups video sitting like on my desk and everything. And I really want to play these. And then I think, man, the Switch is coming out Friday, and I don't have a pre-order. How am I going to be able to get one? And actually, my idea, because there's a grocery store here, and I don't think they took pre-orders. So I'm actually going to do is probably go there tomorrow. It's Thursday, yeah, and say, actually, it'd be tomorrow night at midnight. Oh God. Well, that's going to be interesting. Don't know how. I'll probably do tomorrow. My vlog will probably be earlier in the day, and I might record stuff and I'll upload it. But then I'll probably do a separate video for my Nintendo Switch search, something like that. But I was thinking what I'm going to do is I could put these on my PSP and actually take it with me while I'm waiting, because I know that, I mean, GameStop supposedly is going to have like a few extra. I know I've talked to a few people and they're like, we've got like 4 extra. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Can I get in to get the extra ones? Because tomorrow when I get off work, I'll probably go around talking. I'll probably stop at GameStop and say, hey, do you guys have any extra? If so, can I put a pre-order in for one? And if they don't, be like, okay, when will you be opening the doors for people to come in? When will people be getting in line for it and stuff like that? Most likely, no, my like everybody would be like, oh, I'm in line right now. So I want to try to talk to them and see about that. Because I'm not a big fan of GameStop. I had a few vlogs out there talking about it. I don't like the way they do business, but a lot of times they're the only game in town, no pun intended, but they're the only place that sells certain types of things that you can get. If you want a new video game, you can go to Walmart. They don't have all the new games. They don't have the backlog of older games. You can go to Best Buy, but same with them. I know they get into used games, but they don't sell a lot. They don't have a lot of them. So it's kind of like, all right, go to GameStop. But I don't really like to. So that's where you see me going, like a lot of stuff from other game stores or half-price books, like a lot of these. It's just, I understand people are like, oh, but that's half-price books. They charge a lot. $2. I mean, when I buy things at half price books, I generally buy them on clearance, or I buy them when they've drastically, for some reason, like this was never put on a shelf. Went directly to clearance for $3, and it's Chrono Cross. And it's like when people are like, well, it's just Chrono Cross, and it doesn't have this or that or this or that. Has the manual, has the disc. Still haven't looked up why it has this book cover. It smells funny. Not stinky. It smells like a girl's room, like a girl's like a strawberry, like a, what was it? There's like a chapstick. So it smells like strawberry chapstick. Because I remember when I was in growing up in like 8th grade, I remember like a lot of girls wore that, and like you could smell like the girls would always sit. A lot of them friends would sit together. If you got close to them, you could. It was a really strong smell. But yeah, sorry, that's just a trip down memory lane that nobody probably really cared about, but me. Yeah, but also I hate these stickers. So like, yeah, that's one thing I need to do also, is go through all of these games. And I've done it so much, I've gotten pretty good at not ripping the stickers. Take all those stupid stickers off, and it doesn't leave the sticky stuff on it. But they put this second one on here, which is they keep these in a drawer. And this is disc. It's in packet 100, is what that means. And basically, they go there and they grab the disc and put it in, which is, I understand, that's good, because if you didn't, you'd have a lot of people that would be trying to just steal the game. And there's a lot of time. They actually had a Dreamcast. They have a Dreamcast Star Wars Episode 1 pod racing game. They have the case for it. It's $1. But if you actually open the case up and look in it, it's NBA something for the PS1. And at one time, I know they did have it. It did have the Dreamcast game in it. What somebody's done is went in there and went, oh, I want this game. They've taken the game out, opened up and put that Star Wars game in a PSP or PS1 like a game on clearance for like $1 or $2, and taken the one out of that one, put in that case, and put it on the shelf, and then walked out, paid $2 for like a $20 game. And I'm like, oh, I hate that. All right, but yeah, I've complained enough, I think. Yeah, been on here talking for 18 minutes. But anyways, I'm hoping I get a Switch. If I do, I will post a video about it. If I don't, I'll probably post a video complaining about it. But hope you guys had a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.